Akwaba means welcome, and you are welcome to What's New Today. My name is Eddie.
And my name is Davi.
So if today is your first time watching our videos, please do subscribe to our channel and like our videos. Okay, so there's this story that was published on Post Ghana. Yeah, and it says, I don't depend on Nana-Addo because he doesn't speak the truth. Ajumako Chief.
Yeah.
Wow. He doesn't depend on akufo-addo because he doesn't speak the truth.
As a chief, should you depend on the president? And if you should, on what? What powers do chiefs in today's Ghana have? I personally believe that the chiefs in today's Ghana are basically powerless. Because if you do not control the military, you do not control the police, you do not control the law, then what power do you have? If the municipal chief executive says yes and the chief says no, and the municipal chief executive has the police to enforce his yes, the chief is powerless.
Okay, so I wouldn't say they are powerless. Yeah, I wouldn't say they are powerless. It's more or less like government or the president has the overall authority or power over almost every developmental project. Okay, so if a government comes into power, he promises this. He promises that, okay, I'm going to build a district hospital at Ajumako. I'm going to build a school, a secondary school at Ajumako. I'm going to do this, do that. And at the end of the day, he doesn't do it. I mean, of course, the chiefs will blame him. We can't take that away. The other side of the story or the coin is this. Chiefs equally have the power. I will not take it from them because, of course, they also benefit from the land. They benefit from some royalties. If the land has gold, has cocoa, a whole lot of things comes in. They also benefit. So they are equally entitled to also do some developmental works. Okay. So if you have a good chief or a chief who is so concerned about developing his community, he can even take certain initiatives before the government does or without the government's intervention. It's possible, it can be done because, I mean, just as I said, they receive some royalties from from some minerals on the land. So it's in line if he's saying that he doesn't believe or he doesn't depend on akufo-addo because he doesn't speak the truth. Probably he's speaking from the point that akufo-addo promised some things that he thought it will be done in his community. It has not been done, so he is going to probably do it on his own.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I believe, and I agree with you. In fact, I agree with especially the second part you are saying, where, and I'm not even looking at it as from a point of power as in money or royalties. I believe the chief has the respect of the people. Yeah, and if he has carried himself, I'm not talking about the Ajumako Chief. Yeah. I mean, chiefs do carry the respect of the people. Yeah. If they carry themselves in such respectful manner, it will be easier for them to demand people to give them that respect, and in doing so, get people to do things. Yeah. So yes, I believe a chief doesn't have power. I always say that. But looking at what you said, he can also use his authority as a chief to push developmental projects in his community. And how does he do that? He shouldn't do that using the government. He should do that using NGOs. There are a lot of NGOs and there are a lot of private institutions that want to do charity work, that wants to give back to the
social responsibility.
Yes, exactly. Want to give back to the community. It is your duty as a chief or using that office, that portfolio, that authority to bring those developmental projects to your community. And I think bashing the government is not going to be
well. Anyway, let's just quickly look at what he said. Okay. And then I think we can look at some comments from people. Okay. So the chief, he says, the chief of Ajumako in the Ajumako Enyam ACM district of the central region, Nana Obudiom, has described the NPP government led by akufo-addo as worst in 47 years in the history of Ghana. So as the worst.
Yes, in the past 47 years.
In the past 47 years. That is a lot to take in.
It means he has seen Rawlings's
time regime
I want to put military rulings, civilian rulings, former President Kufuor, rest in peace, Uncle Atta. He has seen Mahama, and now he has seen Nana Akufo-Addo.
Yeah, but I think I mean, if I want to let me just be charitable small in a sense that I think Akufo-Addo is 7-8 years. He's done about 6. So or 5, I think 5.
Yeah, 5.
So it may be also too early to also just throw in a towel and just say that he's the worst. Okay.
Maybe that has been his worst 5 years he has ever seen.
A lot can happen even within a year. I mean, a lot can happen even within a year. I mean, you like just give that benefit of the doubt that a lot can happen within a year, and they don't have just 1 year; they have 3
more years.
Yeah. So, Chief, I think you have to give Akufo-Addo some benefits of the doubt.
But he understand he's speaking from a certain point to 40. That's why I use 47. The past 47. This has been this last 5 has been the
worst.
Yes, basically that's the point.
Okay, so he continues to say that you don't know what came over Ghanaians to vote for Nana Addo in the 2020 general elections. Akufo-Addo, since he came, has collapsed most businesses, including my 2 schools. He said when he renovated and commissioned an ultra-modern debate ground for Ajumako Chief community.
He said, as a chief, I don't depend and believe in Akufo-Addo's promises because he doesn't speak the truth. I develop my community with my own coffers without depending on any government. So I am also advising all Ghanaians to also do things on their own without depending on any government. It's a call. It's I wouldn't say there's some truth in it. Of course, we can't depend on government all the time. Though we expect government to do his bit. Of course, government has a lot of responsibilities, and he should, because it's the taxpayers' money. So it is their duty.
Yes, it's their duty, and that one we believe in that. But it's like the chief has thrown a towel, has given up.
But he's being personal. The question is, under what condition was his school closed? Was it because of policy? Was there a policy Akufo-Addo himself introduced? Was it? Those are the questions we should be asking, because you need to know why his 2 schools were closed down. Because definitely, if the school was in quotes not meeting certain GES standard, Ghana education standard, of course it has to be closed down. Akufo-Addo has nothing to do with it. If it's a policy, I'm just suggesting that you should have, especially in this time of COVID, water to wash your hands, soap, and a towel, a paper towel to dry your hands, and you don't have it, and the school has been closed down. It's not Akufo-Addo's fault. So that's another question as to why the school has been closed down. Now let's see.
Okay, so let's see some comments from fellow Ghanaians.
Entry Samuel is saying some of these chiefs should be told that that loose talks while like this invite insult to themselves. Where was this chief and what did he say when Mahama subjected the whole country to doomsday for 5 years and sent us to IMF for 6 years? Ghana was broke when Nana came to power, yet after 4 years, some Ghanaian, including this chief, want to compare Ghana to the developed countries. They are the same people who are hooting for the return of Mahama. Nana, tell your paymasters, NDC, to give Ghanaians some hope.
That was a long one.
That was an interesting one.
Yeah.
So he's implying that this chief is an NDC sympathizer.
Look at this one. So this one from Peter Banner says, "Oh, my chief, you want these disappointed MPP foot soldiers to come after you with unpalatable words. We already know it, so please save your breath."
You should save his breath so that he will not be insulted.
Ben Edu Yurenchi says, "This chief is a bad
chief. That's what he intends to write.
Instead of mobilizing his people, he's blaming the government because there are no freebies. Continue blaming Akufo-Addo, and your people will dethrone you one day. Lazy chief." So that one's from Ben.
Abi, many still believe he wasn't re-elected because they stole the election even after going to the Supreme Court. This is even an interesting subject to bring at this point in time.
Abdul Deri says, you don't need to be told. Anyone supporting this government is not patriotic.
People can have their own opinions, you know.
Yeah, I know, right?
Anyway,
I know,
so
I
what
know,
do you
I know,
think?
I know.
Do you think this chief is right in his opinion, saying we should not trust the president? And do you believe that we should do things by ourselves? Do you believe we should still rely on the government? I believe that we should rely on the government. At the same time, we should do things by ourselves. To each his responsibility. Let the government do theirs and let us do ours. And together, we can move Ghana forward.
All right, so thank you for watching our video. It will come your way same time tomorrow or some other day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.